Dead bird. Good. Back.
More than 1 million Tennesseans, like Matt Carey, say their happiest days are spent hunting and fishing.
For me, it's a chance to get away from the hustle and bustle, chance to be quiet.
Late last year, we spoke to Matt, who was furious about TWRA's plan to raise hunting and fishing license fees by nearly 30%.
I think a lot of hunters are going to be really unhappy with it if they do raise it.
The agency asked for the fee hike because they're facing higher salary expectations, higher costs for managing land, and lower revenue.
If we don't pass this, that's going to put us in a $12 million deficit.
Unlike most state agencies, TWRA gets most of their funding from just those license fees and some federal dollars, but crucially, no state tax dollars.
The hunting and fishing fees, it ebbs and flows who buys those. I mean, we saw an increase during COVID, and now it's flat.
I cannot and will not vote for a increase.
Back in June, the TWRA, acknowledging anger from both lawmakers and hunters alike, decided to finally step away from the idea of raising licensing fees. However, they did give this caveat. Either the legislature would have to provide them more stable, permanent funding, or they'd have to consider budget cuts.
If you made cuts, where would you cut first? And unfortunately, we said law enforcement.
In a hearing this week, the executive director of the TWRA acknowledged some of those cuts may be to wildlife officers that monitor boating and hunting safety. They're also cutting back on public land acquisition that helps hunters find places to go for free.
This year, we backed off of several of those pieces that we were going to buy because of our budgetary constraints.
In the long term, some lawmakers have expressed interest in giving the Wildlife Agency a consistent funding source that isn't reliant on license revenue.
That's what we should look at, using some of these sales tax to offset that.
But until lawmakers agree on a solution, there may be less resources for more than 1 million outdoor lovers like Matt. Chris Davis, News Channel 5.
One state lawmaker asked if the agency might be able to sell off some of the public land to make up for the funding shortfall. However, under Tennessee state law, for every acre of public land the TWRA gets rid of, they have to replace it.